All right, one of my non-blood sisters.
Sister from a different mister?
Well, I don't know about that, but you're a sister from a different something, that's for sure. And we have a lot of history and fun. And
So much.
How have you been?
I've been good.
So, Gail, how are you saying your name these days? And, like, what are you calling yourself?
Mostly Gail, sometimes Sacharan, when I go to Solstice, G, you know, whatever you want to call me.
And we are talking about the 10th anniversary for GRGR, which is your baby.
That is my baby. It's kind of your baby, too. It's kind of all our babies, I think, at this point.
I'm more like a step aunt or something.
Right.
You know, like, you're definitely the grand poobah.
But you have been with Girls Rock and Girls Roll in some way or shape or form pretty much since the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's true.
Even the predecessor.
That is true.
To Girls Rock. That's how we met.
That is how we met. We met
in Elmira.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
You know, our pre-tour tour in 2006.
Yes.
With Elmira and Ithaca.
Yes.
And all of that.
Yes. And you are still writing songs. Now, do you consider yourself still like GRGR? Because are you still rock, or are you turning more like, you know?
Well, you know, I think I'm still rock. It's been a quiet couple of years for me musically. I haven't been doing a lot. You know, here and there, you know, we had a show last year. It's kind of, I'm trying to bring my music back to the forefront a little bit more. I live in Florida now, so I don't have a band down there at this point. I have a couple of solo shows coming up. So just by default, it's not going to be as hard. You know, it's going to be me on my acoustic guitar. But, you know, I always have that little edge.
Yeah, you do. So talk about Girls Rock, Girls Rule. What made you start that, and where do you see it?
Okay, well, Girls Rock and Girls Rule, it's our 10-year anniversary. I can't believe it. It's like, really? 10 years? We started in 2002. Our first show was actually at Meow Mix. Does anybody remember Meow Mix?
Yes.
It was like a lesbian club down on Houston Street.
Chasing Amy, that movie used Meow Mix, and that helped it. For a little while. You know,
and we thought, oh, well, they'll be really into having Girls Rock and Girls Roll, and they were. And it would be cool to do the anniversary show there, but it unfortunately burned down. So we're doing it at Parkside. So we're back on Houston Street.
It was a flood in the basement.
Oh, it was a flood? I thought it burned down.
It's local 269.
Yeah, it's still there.
Oh, well, we're doing it at Parkside Lounge, which is on Houston Street.
Right
on
next
block away.
Yeah, it's right next to
So we've been to, you know, New York, downtown, Brooklyn, on tour. Now we're back on Houston
Street.
Street.
So Gail, you used to manipulate us to go on tour, and you did a great job.
I manipulated you?
Well, you know, you made us all work really hard, get jobs, figure it out, get sponsors, and we actually did a fun.
We did a lot.
We did.
Well, you know what happened was it started as this one-off event in 2002. I was singing in a rock band called G-Spot, which will be reuniting for the show.
So you are G-Spot.
We are G-Spot. And I knew all these other bands, other women like you, like Edible Red, like Colette, that were doing this really great harder rock music. And there were these organizations out there, you know, there was Go Girls, which is awesome, and Indie Girl, but they were all really singer-songwriter, more folky kind of girl with guitar. And I'm like, I would play some of those shows, and I'd always feel like out of place. Like I'd be the one on last, and I'd be really hard. And I was like, where's the place for women that are doing this other kind of music, and like punk and rock and metal? So I'm like, all right, well, maybe it'd be cool to put a show together. My first CD had come out, and so I put the show together at Meow Mix, and for about 4 years, we just did a show every year. We just did one show a year, and we gave all the money to charity. We worked with the Voices of Women Organizing Project and Habitat for Humanity, Women Build. And then after like the 4th year, I left my big job at the film festival at Tribeca, and I went to Africa for 6 weeks to teach yoga with one of my teachers. And I came back, and I'm like, you know, I have this time on my hands. Maybe I should try to do something more with this thing. And so I started putting together like these one-off shows. So that year we did like 6 shows. We went to Allentown, PA. Rew came with us to Ithaca. We went to Elmira. We did something, I think, in New Jersey. And I did everything. I did the PR. I did the sponsors. I booked the bands. I booked the venues. And I almost lost my mind. And I put together this anniversary show at the end of that year, which Rew played and Michelle played and some other folks. And I said to myself, if I'm going to keep this thing going, I have to have help. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. Forget it. It's just not going to happen. I mean, I'm a one person. I have to also work. And after that anniversary show, I think we all got together. It might have been Michelle's birthday or something. And like 3 people came up to me. Rew was one of them. Michelle was one. Even Bob, when you were playing with Bob, and said, "This is so great what you're doing. We really want to help you. How can we help you?" And then I went to rock camp that summer to Willie Mae to volunteer, and I met Marisa, and she said, "This is so cool what you're doing. How can I help you?" So all of a sudden, I had this whole team of women in bands that wanted to do this with me, and that was when we started doing the bigger stuff and touring, and everybody had a job. It's true. Rew was doing the venues.
I was the venue finder.
Marisa was doing the PR, and Michelle was doing the bands.
And we found great venues.
We did.
We had a blast on those
Yeah.
tours.
And I think in 2008, the second year, we did like 15 shows that year. And we did a lot. We had a lot of press, and then
That was the year.
That was the big year. And the past couple of years, it's been a little quieter. We have our website,
But
but
you moved.
I moved, and
The
people got
website
married.
is good. The website is good. It's girlsrockgirlsrule.com.
Yes. Mhm.
And we're gonna hear you sing.
Okay.
And the party is
It's
December?
Saturday, December 10th, Parkside Lounge. The doors open at 7, and the band start at 3:30. It's a free show. No, you don't have to pay anything. You know, we'll be passing a tip jar. We'll be begging for some funds, but it's a free show. We just wanted to have a party and celebrate, and the core bands will all be there in whatever iteration they're in now. G-Spot, Rew will be playing with the Rude Ones. Michelle's doing
arthritis.
Yeah,
she was here last
and
week.
she's got. Did she tell you what she's doing?
Drumming.
She's drumming. Yeah, it's pretty
Yay!
awesome. And Marisa will be there with her underage hotties and the Natch, and then Colette is hosting an after the gig kind of GRGR jam. So if you're a musician and you want to just come down and play, so it should be really fun. And we have a little special presentation that's a little surprise.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing what you put together.
So I'm excited, and hopefully we can keep it going. Who knows what the future will bring? I love your idea of touring with Rew Who. I think that's great.
I want to live on tour, you know
We
that.
should
So we're
work
going to
on
take
that.
a very fast break and come back and hear Gail, G-Spot, Girls Rock, Girls Rule, all
Whatever.
in this one little package. Yeah, we'll be right back.